Hello everyone, welcome back once again to our No Man's Sky Permadeath Hardcore Survival Exploration Challenge. Last time we were about ready to start building a base, so we're going to get to that. Of course, we're also scanning everything in sight, but we've just about gotten all of that done. So we've got our marker over here reminding us about this strange alien monument or whatever it is. We're going to check that out soon. We've got that giant ship that we're going to be salvaging soon. And I think we're going to head over to our ship first and look for a good place to build a base. Or maybe we'll build it up on top of one of these hills here. That could be an interesting place. Grab these little boxes. We're not quite above needing to look for survival resources. And we're certainly not above wanting to investigate another one of these knowledge stones. We learned the Viking word for gra, which does not sound like English even after it's been translated. But that's okay. What do we have here besides our ship? All kinds of these purple crystal rocks. This view's okay. This view's better. I like this view over here. Well, we're looking for a place to build our base. And the top of a hill's not a bad place. Oh, there's another one of those knowledge stones over there. Maybe we'll grab that real quick. But if we're going to have to flatten some terrain to build our base, this area looks a little blighted. And I don't know, maybe that's not the best place to build our base, but on the other hand, we're not going to look like we ripped up the neighborhood to build our base. We're probably going to need to flatten some space off the top of that hill so that we'll have plenty of nice level ground to build our base on. We don't want our base tipping over or sliding down a hill, or, since those things don't actually happen in this game, we don't really want strange rocks poking up through the floor in our base, clipping through the base parts. That might be a good spot right there. I mean, look what we've got to see there. We've got, hills. Oh, I went too high. I'm used to being able to fly up with my jetpack and get a good view of the surroundings. But we've got this kind of valley kind of thing right here. There's rocks over here, trees over there. Looks like there's hills off in the distance. Rather than talking about it, why don't we just climb up there and see what we can see once we're up there. That's unidentified. I said, that looks different. It is different. Just carbon in that plant. There are different biomes in this game on the different planets. Like each planet is kind of its own super biome. The verdant planet that we, when we got close to the planet, we scanned it. When it says that it's a verdant planet, that tells us something about the planet. For one, it tells us there isn't a hazardous atmosphere. We still need to use oxygen to fuel our jetpacks, but we don't have to worry about running out of hazard protection due to poison or radiation or what have you. But then within the larger biome or planet type, whatever you might want to call it, that looks kind of cool. Do I want a ruined ship sitting outside of my window? That's a question to think about. Having a patch of fuel crystals right outside might not be bad. But there are other kinds of biomes on the planet. So, we can see over here, we see this kind of wooded biome. We can see over here, we see this kind of mineral plain. I mean, it's a hill, but... And then we're standing on yet a different one that is kind of blighted. A lot of the times, the rocks in these kind of less vegetated areas. A lot of times they'll have salt in them, but none of these rocks have salt in them, which I just kind of always assumed was maybe why there weren't any plants growing on this kind of terrain. Is for some reason there are a bunch of salty rocks that are keeping the plants from growing. Anyway, so we've got this side of this hill, we've got some nasty plants. Don't really feel like looking at those. Those are the kind that try to poison you to death when you get close. And it's relatively flat. I mean, it's not flat. We're going to have to level it, but it's not the side of a mountain. We've got the trees over here, cave over there. I like that look off in the distance, kind of seeing that humidity, that mist or whatever in the air. That's a nice view. And over here we got that big ship. The more I look at that ship, the more I think, I don't really want to look at that outside my window. Maybe we could build our base right here. Get to look out over the hills, get that sense of depth, distance, scale, whatever. Yeah, let's do that. So we can probably level it off. That's not going to cover up the ship. I was thinking that hill might cover up the part of the things that we don't want to see. Not so much. But I like this view. So our front door, our bay window, something is going to be pointed that direction for sure. And then we just need to flatten this hill off a little bit. Get a place to put our base computer and start building some walls and a roof. We want a good amount of space for that. Think we don't want waves in it, so we're going to go a little bit lower than we think we need to. We're going to end up carving off a bunch of terrain after all. I can see a plane like right here. That's not very big. We need it to be bigger. So we're probably just going to chunk off this whole spot here. That'll be a pretty good amount of space. So I think we only need to go down to about here. I don't want to take off too much. There we go. It's kind of thing you want to have a pretty rough idea of what you want to take off before you get started, because as long as you hold down the mouse button, everything will get planed the same. But if we take our finger off the mouse button and start again, wherever this yellow circle indicator ends up is where it's going to be planing from. And we could end up creating two different level planes, and that would be less desirable, which is why I try to eyeball what I want to do before I get started rather than just, whatever happens, happens, you know. And I'd like the edge that we're cutting to be relatively straight. Let's check that. Alright, yeah, that's nice and straight. Because when you've got to take off more than just a little bit, you end up with one of these kind of artificial cliffs. And we want that to be straight, not to look like somebody who's never touched tools before got into the carpentry set. That is about as far over as we're going to want to take this. Probably took that just a touch too far, honestly. I think it's going to be okay. We're going to call that good. This is plenty of space. I say that. we will use this space very quickly. But this is probably just a starter base. This isn't going to be home forever. So this will probably be enough room. If we were going to be here for more than just a little while, I'd want to clear off a much bigger space than that. And if we really love this view, we can do that. Alright. Get that base computer down. And I think we're probably going to build our walls pretty close to this little artificial cliff we just made. So let's put the base computer down about here, in some spot that we know is definitely going to be inside the walls. We can move it later, but I think this will be best. Alright, searching cartographic archives. Universal Archive search reveals no prior claims on the site. Sonar test confirms site is suitable for construction. Claim site? Yes. We get to see our site from the air. Oh, look, there's some kind of construction site over there to the northeast. That might be another alien ruin. We're going to go check that out. In fact, I think we're going to go check that out right now. Whoa, hello, buddy. I need a lift. You don't know I'm down here. I'm an ant to you. Let's see. Just over this hill here, I think, is where we saw that thing from the radar pulse. I want to take a look before we forget about it, before we lose more or less where it must be. It looks like we lost it. Maybe it's over this hill. There's something glowing over there. I don't think that's what we saw. Go a little farther. Whoa, hello. I think he's more scared of us than we are of him. Some green over here, not just yellow and red. Where did it go? I know I saw something over here. But it was also definitely in a dark, earthy spot, so maybe we just haven't gone far enough yet? Still not seeing it. Huh. I know I saw something, but I guess I lost it. That's too bad. Well, we'll get our ship off the ground. We'll go look for it again later. I'm sure we'll see it when we fly around. Back to business. We will interact with that base computer. See if they give us any new stuff to play with. Most of the time when we follow these messages, we get something unlocked. Accessing log from previous user. Entry number 4925D. Fourth entry. Storms sweeping across, but construction supplies low. Depositing shelter plans while need to back soon. Alright, structure plans we have. Oh, now we can build a little wood shelter. We'll start with a floor. Start with a floor. We need carbon to make the floor. Let's make sure that this is more or less oriented to our artificial cliff. Because if we extend this out, we don't want the gap to be getting too much bigger or smaller. Let's see, that's a straight line. That's probably okay. It looks like, yeah, the line that we're standing on is not straight. There's no fixing that probably. Looks Yeah, I should have kept option A. That's pretty good. Alright. We're going to need at least... It is going into the cliff. We're not straight. Well, we can move it. We can move it. Let's see. Do it like that. This is one of the things. A little bit of polish, I think, would be nice. Now we're... Yeah, not even close. Not even close. So we just got a notification that a superheated rainstorm is coming. I thought this was going to be a very hospitable planet. It is, but only by comparison to the radioactive wasteland, it seems. I think that's going to be okay. Put down the next one and see. Still looking kind... No. No. Snap. 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 Like I said, this is one of the parts of the game that really could use a little polish. Sometimes trying to get these things to snap together is unfortunately difficult. Alright, it's getting pretty hard to see anything. That's steering away from the wall too, but we are out of time to be fussy about it. We need to get some more carbon. In fact, let's just grab that. We need to get walls and a roof up. Walls. Walls. Alright, we're out of time. We're going to have to charge it with sodium. We need more carbon. We need more carbon. How do we not have any carbon left? It's nuts. Alright, well, we have trees. We have lots of trees. You, sir, have been volunteered as tribute to my walls. Now we need to charge our hazard protection again, not our mining beam. Got this ion battery here, let's just use that. It's one of those things we can make with cobalt that we gathered before. Let's get some more walls. We need walls. My goodness, these walls take a lot of carbon. We need another tree. And now our mining beam's out of charge. Okay. We're going to just take down a few trees. We're not getting enough carbon out of one tree. And the storm is now clearing. Are we going to be okay? Looks like the storm cleared fast enough. Got to save ourselves a little sodium. What is this? Pure ferrite. No. We can't gather that yet. We need a better mining laser. Let's put a wall here, here. And we need a roof. Let's move this stuff. Let's move this stuff over here. Can be so hard to get this stuff laid down straight. Let's move this one over here. That ended up farther from the corner than I imagined. That's about straight, and looks like it's not sticking into the wall, I think. Shine a light on that. Shine a light on that. can't really tell. I'm moving this around because we're going to need a little bit more room real soon. So yeah, that's pretty okay. All right. Emphasis on okay. Now we need to make a door. We need some pure ferrite for that. Do we have any ferrite dust left? No, we only have 2. Only 2. And lots of cobalt. But we have rusted metal. That turns into ferrite dust. Put a little fuel in. Add a little rusted metal in. Get that working. And we can stare at that cool planet. It's the right time of year to look at that thing. See that moving across the screen? Is that my imagination? No, that planet is moving. Well, maybe it's the stars that are moving. Something's moving. Alright, we need door, we need pure ferrite. That thing's really going slow. You can finish that later. Pure ferrite now, please. And we'll take that, use that to build a door. We need to keep the storms out when they come back. That won't be the last one we see. That looks different. It is different. Spikes and a bone plate, horns. This is like 1 part dinosaur, 1 part... I'm not sure whether to call that a deer or a dog. Since we're taking the red leafed plants, let's take the red leafed plants. We need a little bit more carbon to finish our door. Alright, that should be enough. Our tiny hut is no, our tiny hut misfired. Camera problems. Snap. Thank you. Now our tiny hut is complete. And our cool view is over here. It doesn't look as cool at night. I mean, it still looks good, but we're not going to be able to see that through our door, are we? No, not really. Well, we'll have to install some windows later. Alright, so the base computer has been updated. Let's see if it's got any more goodies for us. Accessing log from previous user. Additional archives recovered. Entry 4925E. Construction largely a success. Recovered salvage data from nearby. Plans logged. Scans indicate additional subterranean devices. Beginning search. Extract plans. Whoever recorded these logs evidently had some success. I have access to their plans and perhaps I can learn from their efforts. We've got a construction research unit, which is going to teach us new parts of our base. That sounds good. Thank you, tutorial. We need magnetized ferrite. Oops. I just want to get that exclamation mark off of that structure. We need magnetized ferrite. It says to collect 40 ferrite dust. That means 10 more. That doesn't tick any too fast. But that makes it easy to stop at the right time. Find 10 more ferrite dust. We already had 2 in our inventory. Alright. And then take that 40 pure ferrite and turn it into magnetized ferrite. What else do we need? These exclamation marks are distracting me. Let's get rid of it. Construction research unit. 1 carbon nanotube. Do we still have carbon left over? We do. Nanotube. And to make room, we're going to have to put that in there. So we take this out. then we can build our construction research unit. Ta-da! Alright, test the unit, it says. Don't mind if I do. Analysis unit online, diagnostic suggestion, user should recover salvaged data from buried technology, equip and utilize an analysis visor. Okay. And then we'll be able to get a base teleport module and biofuel reactor and wiring and more wood bits. Let's look around for some buried technology modules. Not seeing anything like that. No, sir, not at all. That's unusual. What's this over here? Unknown building, 500 units away. Maybe there'll be buried tech next to that. Why don't we get in our ship? We have enough to make some fuel, maybe? Not really. We need some more ferrite dust to make fuel. We have all of 3 uranium. We're going to put that in the launch thrusters. Then again, now I'm thinking about that, wasn't very smart. That's not enough to lift off with. And the only thing we can do to fuel it is to make launch fuel, which fills the whole thing. Well, we need some ferrite dust. And we have all that rusted metal, and we left our refiner up in our shack, our hut. I'd rather call it a hut. It's not really a shack. It has sound walls. It'd be done by now if we told it to start. Okay, let's put a little more fuel in there. In fact, let's fuel that some more. Grab some more of this tree that gives us some strange purple thing called Nordite, in addition to carbon. We could harvest those carbon crystals at its base, I suppose. Why don't we do that a little closer so we don't miss. And we missed. No, we can't gather that one. It is too big. We need a better laser. We started gathering those bushes, we might as well finish. That Sentinel drone is investigating us. I don't know, but that can't be good. Alright. A little more fuel in there. And we only need like 50 of this. But let's wait till there's 100. We'll make 2 metal plates. We'll make 2 launch fuels. We'll stick it on the ship. And then we won't have to worry about fuel for a little while. Alright. 2 plates, please. Thank you. Keep forgetting I have 2 ferrite dust in my inventory. Let's fuel our ship. We don't have to go down to the ship to get fuel. Make that here. Alright, we are over time. So we're going to fuel that launch thruster, and when we come back, we're going to see what's over the horizon. What sort of building is there over there? Maybe they'll have some salvaged or buried technology, or salvaged data, or buried technology modules. That's what we're looking for. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope you have a great one. Until the next one, have a good one. Bye now.